We were planning a pretty big party with family and friends and kids her age, just to celebrate our first year with our new child. And when we were finished, we walked out to the parking lot. So I put my baby in the car seat, strapped her in, and I backed up to close the car, and there was a man standing behind me. He said, "We don't want the baby to get hurt." And he moved his trench coat a little bit, and he was holding a gun under it. He told me, "This is just about money. You don't want the baby hurt. I have no other options left. I'm not going back to jail. I'm desperate." I told him I have a couple $100 in my wallet, and he said, "No, I know a woman in a Mustang is worth more than a few $100s. You tell me the truth. I want to know how much money you have in your bank account. If you don't, this baby gets a bullet, and then I get a bullet," meaning him, "and I would be left with the mess." I parked my car, and he said, "Leave the baby, leave the keys. You go in, you don't bring any attention to yourself, and you get the money and come right back out." I said, "Please don't hurt my baby. She hasn't done anything. Please I'll get your money. You're gonna get your money. Just don't hurt her." And he said, "Just get me my money." And I took the money and I walked out. Got back in the car, thrust the money at him, and said, Are you ready to get out now? You ready to go?" And he said he wanted to go somewhere without any cameras. We turned out of the parking lot and turned onto a residential street, and it dead-ended into a junior high school parking lot. A car pulls up a few parking spaces down in front of us. Two ladies get out. Of course, I was scared to death. I didn't want any attention brought to the car at this point. School was in session. Kids were in that school. Now, not only is it my daughter, but it's other people's. He asked me how much my daughter's life meant to me and what I was willing to do to keep her alive and what I would do for him. And then he told me I was gonna have to get in the back seat now. I had been married to my husband for 16 years at that point, and the thought of this person violating me in that way was sickening in a school parking lot in front of my child. But he had a gun. He was gonna kill my baby. We only had a little bit of time before the school we were in got out, and the kids started spilling out of that school, so I got in the back seat. I asked him, "Can I cover my baby with her blanket?" It was a small thing, but it was the only thing that I could do to protect her. At least she wouldn't see. He said, "Sure." And then he sexually assaulted me, and he raped me. And when it was over, I asked if I could get dressed. While I was putting my pants on, some people pulled up, and I was so scared that they would see in the car and think that someone was having sex in their car in the school parking lot and become confrontational about that very disturbing action. They didn't notice, though, thank goodness. And so I finished getting dressed. And he said, "I know where you live. If you ever tell anybody, I will know it. If you report this to the police, I will know you did it. And I'll sneak around and I'll hide in bushes. and I'll attack your husband and I'll kill him before I come in the house and make you watch me kill your daughters. And I'll rape you all night long, and then before I finally kill you. I told him I'm not gonna tell anyone. I won't tell anybody. Then he indicated that he was ready to get out. So I got out, and as I turned back around, he swatted my butt and told me he needed a kiss, and make it a good one. So I kissed him, and he backed away. And I fell to my knees and started crying. They rushed to me, and I said, I've just been robbed and raped. And that's when we called my husband and the police. The police ran the DNA that they got from the medical exam, and they ran it through the felony DNA database. About a month after my attack, they got a hit. The detective called me, and remembering that my daughter, my baby, was celebrating her first birthday that day, he said he had a birthday present for us. And then he told me that they had him in custody. While we were waiting for the trial to start, I received a telephone call from my detective telling me that the guy who had attacked me had sent a letter out, in the jails they call it a kite, to friends that he has in LA, putting a hit out on me and my husband, asking that they killed us. That was terrifying. We were very scared. We were worried, obviously, for our family, but also for our neighbors. During the trial, when I testified to what he had done to me, his attorney's defense was that it was a drug deal gone bad, that I was a drug addict and had stolen $800 from my husband to pay this drug dealer off with my baby in the car, having not had enough money with the $800 for the drugs that I was needing, that I had sex with him to pay for the rest. I felt like I was being accused of being a criminal rather than the victim. People kept telling me I was a hero and that I was strong, and they didn't think they could do it. They wouldn't be able to do it. I believe good people, when they're pushed and have to, do the right thing. It was the right thing. Not a heroic thing, just the right thing. I had to ride through it to get justice. Rape victims need to understand that it's not their fault. They're not to blame. They're in no way responsible, and they need to report it so that it doesn't happen to other people. Law enforcement can be trusted. Victim service agencies can be trusted, and our judicial system works. It's hard to go through it, but as a victim surviving rape, you've already been through the hardest. Nothing they can do can be harder than what you've already survived.